and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005 with over 3 million downloads. You are listening to Gamertag Radio with your hosts Godfrey, Pete Rock, Parris, Pasta. Come on.
Welcome. This is Godfrey. You're listening to episode 463 here at Gamertag Radio, and also we have our co-host for this special episode. We have Paulson J. What's going on, sir?
Not too much. Enjoying some bitter northeastern cold. Actually hanging out in New Jersey up here with my dad, getting a taste of what real winter feels like, and it makes you want to stay indoors and play video games all day, as you probably would expect. But other than that, been doing great. Trying to get through my huge backlog of holiday games, and I really haven't beaten any of them yet, and I'm ashamed. But in my defense, they're all really long and really awesome, so I'm trying to spread it out. But I've had a great holidays, great time with family, and really excited to kick off 2015 because it's going to be a big one for the record books.
Oh yes, it's gonna be totally a big year for not only for us but for the gamers,
everybody, man,
and even for movies.
If you like fun, you're gonna have a good year this year.
Definitely. So save your money, right?
Yes.
All right, and also we have Parris. Parris, what's going on,
what's
sir?
going on, everybody?
Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. That's it, Parris. You have nothing to say. That's all.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
I said Happy New Year. I said hello to everybody. What do you want me to say? You want a speech? You want a big speech about 2015?
There's nothing going on in life, like video games, Destiny. Like what you been doing for the past month?
Playing Destiny.
That's it.
Seriously, and I know we don't want to get into that too much on the podcast all the time, but legitimately, that's all I've played the whole holiday. Okay. I haven't played anything else. I got Shadow of Mordor.
I left my PS4.
I have Shadow of Mordor on my desk, and I've not touched it.
Oh, you got to. Oh, you'll love it. Promise you.
Okay. All right, guys. Head over to gamertagradio.com. Post your comments and feedback. Listen to our past episodes. Also, give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. 2015 is a special year for us because this is our 10th anniversary of Gamertag Radio, which is actually in February 25th of next month. It's going to be 10 years for us. So how are we going to celebrate? This is one of the ways we're going to be celebrating. I'm working on a couple of things for a special episode that's going to happen next month. So stay tuned on that. But this whole year, I'm going to be posting like unreleased content, images, a bunch of cool stuff that only for those that have the Gamertag Radio app. So every episode that you listen to, like let's say this one, we're going to have a special content that you're going to see it through the app. All right, so make sure to download our Gamertag Radio app for Android, iOS, Windows Phone, and Windows 8. Make sure to download it. It's totally free to get this content, and you guys are going to enjoy it. I found some goodies. Oh, boy. I found a lot of cool stuff. A lot of unreleased stuff, too, man. So this week, I think Parris should talk about this very quick. This week, I found this audio. I can't remember why Parris sent this to me back in 2007, but he's talking about Spider-Man. I don't know why. So explain, Parris, what was going on at that time, because I totally don't remember this at all.
We just finished listening to it, and I have no idea why I sent that to you. And just to set it up, this is early into me podcasting. This is before Jay even joined Uncle Gamer. This is back when it was me and Robbie still doing Uncle Gamer. And it's hilarious because you can tell I'm nervous. I'm not used to being able to solo anything by myself. I'm talking really, really fast. I sound super nervous. I'm panicked. I'm like, hey, this is Parris. Matter of fact, I'm not even saying my real name. I'm still calling myself Vicious696. That's how long ago this was. I mean, it's crazy that was 8 years ago when I sent that out. But it'll be on the app. Go download it, check it out. It's absolutely hilarious, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. So hit me up on Twitter or send us an email.
Definitely. So make sure to check out the bonus content of episode 463. It's right there, and you guys can listen to that special audio. It's pretty cool, man. And stay tuned. I'll have more goodies coming up next week and beyond. So, first of all, dude, before we talk about all these topics, what's up with all these journalists leaving, like, from their corporate jobs? And now,
everybody get out.
Right? What it was Greg Miller and his whole posse, I believe, his whole crew, that ended up creating a brand new site called, I think, Kind of Funny, and they left IGN. That's crazy.
Huge. Well, I guess go ahead, Parris.
I'm sorry. Remember that theory I told you on why I think, all these people are doing that, leaving? It's pretty simple, really. When you look at, let's just take the IGN guys that left. All right. They've all established their names, their voices in the industry. They're pretty well known. They get to travel all over the world, cover games and all that. But the reality of it is they get paid like crap. Those games don't pay really anything. You're living in San Francisco. It's super expensive there. A lot of them, they got to have roommates and all the other kind of crazy stuff. So I think they've built themselves up as high as they can possibly go working for an IGN. It's just the next logical step. So hey, I ain't mad at them at all. I mean, I know some people.
Props to them.
Yeah, props to them. I know some people are a little sketchy on, on them basically having it crowdsourced on what they're doing. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to get some venture capital money for doing what they're doing. So it's kind of the smart way as well. They have enough of a following that they shouldn't have too much of an issue getting this funded, and, more power to them. I mean, if you go back and look at the original Giant Bomb before CBS bought them, this is pretty much what they did. And God, that was, how long ago was Giant Bomb? 7 years ago?
Yeah.
6-7 years ago, however long. So, hey, more power to them. I look forward to seeing what they're going to be able to produce out of it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So, also, let's start with the news, man. So, one of the composers that work at Rare posted this tweet, I think a few hours ago, saying this is from him on Twitter. This is a huge year for Rare, and he posted like some musical notes and stuff, and that's it. So everybody's thinking like, wow, what's going on with Rare? Phil Spencer been really heavily, like, in every interview, he's always mentioning that Rare's been working on a couple of games and everything. So I was thinking, like, I sat down today and I'm like, what's going on with Rare? Like, what could it be? A new Battletoad game? Could it be Banjo-Kazooie? Could it be a Perfect Dark? What if it might be more than one project? What happened if it's multiple projects for 2015? And the reason why I think, and I want to get feedback from you guys, is that this year marks the 30th anniversary of Rare.
Wow.
The 30th. So knowing how Phil Spencer is, like, because remember, he was the one that had the idea with the whole 343, Halo Master Chief Collection, have everything into one package and stuff like that, to celebrate Halo. And the thing is, Rare has a lot of classic games that to this day, a lot of people been requesting, like, bring it back, bring back Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, Conquer, whatever, And I have a feeling that during E3, they might announce multiple projects, maybe some developed by them. Maybe they have other indie developers that are also working with them on other titles, maybe a remake or new titles. You never know. That's why I've been saying now for like the past, I think, 2 years, that I think they are going to announce a Battletoad game. And I think that one's going to be more like a digital thing. But the big game that I think that might announce this year, it could be either Banjo-Kazooie, Conquer, or Perfect Dark. And I want to get feedback from you guys about that. Some of them might come out in 2015. And remember, this is, I think, was an interview from Phil Spencer, that they had so many games planned for this year that they had to push a lot of them for 2016. So I wouldn't be surprised that they announced a lot of games and some are going to come out this year and some next year. So what are your thoughts about that? My crazy conspiracy theory. Go ahead.
I guess I'll go. I would be shocked, honestly, because of the size of Rare, of what it is these days versus what it used to be and how their priorities are. On one hand, I'm very skeptical of them passing off their old IPs to other developers, because that really could be a huge miss, or it could be a big surprise. So,
well, they did it with Killer Instinct, and
you're right. It's a good example, but again, I'm not the biggest Killer Instinct fan, so I'm thinking more in lines of Conquer, Jet Force Gemini, Banjo, Perfect Dark. My essentially must-have titles from the golden age of Rare. So, on one hand, I guess it'd be cool if they brought those back in some way. I don't want any remakes, to be honest with you. I think every single Rare game has been remade at least once, with the exception of Jet Force Gemini, which I think would be better off as a sequel. So maybe that is a better example to give. I do think something like Banjo 3 is exactly what the Xbox One needs going forward into 2015, because it's desperately lacking some kind of big platformer, because there's still a lot of people, myself included, and also the new younger generation, that would love to play something in that style. Because, yes, I love my big action games and shooting games, and that's all fun and nice, but I love games that slow it down a bit too and are a bit more fun and not, so stressful experiences. They don't have to be multi-million-dollar, high-end script-driven masterpieces. I like different kinds of games. I think I'd prefer if Rare spent the time and energy, if I had to pick one thing, they should make Banjo-Kazooie 3. I think that definitely could sell very well in today's market. That could resonate, again, with a lot of the older fans and new fans as well. But also a new IP would be cool as well. I'd love to see them direct their creative talent at something, maybe they want to do versus, what people expect them to do at this point in time. So yeah, I think you could be onto something that, they could make multiple announcements saying like, look, we're going to do something like this. We're going to have Battletoads by the end of the year digitally. Next year, you can start looking for more full retail releases. That would be cool. But, I think they got to be careful because, it's kind of treading on some sacred ground, because Rare really did make really, really good games back in the day. And, of course, Viva Pinata was a lot of fun. A lot of people liked Cameo too. But, they've taken kind of a back end role. Microsoft doing a lot of, the other more labor intensive things, like the Kinect Sports kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm torn as a big Rare fan. I guess, I'll just rely more on my optimism side and say, yeah, let's go ahead and see what they have to show for. But, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes because the expectations are piled on so high. And I feel bad that, whatever they're announced, they're going to get backlash regardless of what it is. And so I'm going into it with a lot of skepticism. But then again, they could get on E3 and blow us all away with some kind of crazy announcement or multiple announcements. So, yeah, let's see what they have to say. But if I was them, I would not hype things up too much, because you could massively disappoint somebody. Like, again, as I read somewhere online or Reddit the other day, if this is an announcement that they're adding, Banjo-Kazooie to Project Spark, people will flip their ass, essentially. Like, do not oversell something that you will underdeliver on. So we'll see. That's all I can say, but I'm not going to get excited at all until they basically show whatever it is they're going to show.
Okay. Parris.
I would take the opposite approach and simply say, instead of wanting Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark and all the old classic Rare games, how about we get a new IP from Rare? Something that we've never seen before, a new gameplay mechanic we have yet to experience, and have Rare get back to being what they were in the 90s. Because I think that's the biggest thing Microsoft has flopped on since they acquired Rare in the early 2000s is they've really not done anything with that studio. Name me a Rare game that has stood out since Microsoft has owned Rare. I couldn't tell you
Viva
one.
Pinata.
Like I said, couldn't tell you one. No, but I know what you mean. I like Viva Pinata. I actually like Viva Pinata. It obviously didn't have the staying power that we wanted, but it's also kind of the classic example of what Microsoft has done with Rare since they've acquired them. They haven't been bold with anything. I will always contend Perfect Dark Zero was 6 months away from being a decent shooter, but they rushed it out to get it out at launch. While I would love to see them go back and revisit it, and obviously I'm a huge Banjo-Kazooie fan, I would love to see them do something with Banjo-Kazooie. I'd rather just see them go ahead and just do a new IP. I mean, that's the one thing as gamers we keep screaming for. We want new IPs, but then we get new IPs and we don't play them. So let's see Rare actually put out a new IP and let's get behind it and support it. That's what I want.
So are you no love for Battletoads, Parris?
I was never into Battletoads, and like I told you, I don't think it's coming.
What?
Nope.
They just read it.
I gotta side with Danny. I think it's very likely because, again, a 2D digital release that doesn't cost that much manpower, time, or money to make, and the nostalgia alone will sell a lot of people on it. And
no, it won't. Name me 10 people that know what Battletoads is that's under the age of 30.
Because of 4chan, I think enough people would have the interest in Battletoads again.
And there's going to be a lot. And there's going to be a lot. They're going to be curious about it. They're going to buy it. Because
and they'll be super pissed.
The older crowd,
so hard.
Nope.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
I disagree.
But oh my God, Parris, I'm telling you right now, let's make a bet that at E3,
how did Killer Instinct work out for them? That one's just all over the place. Popular,
but there is a community that played Killer Instinct all the time. What are you talking about? You didn't even do you play?
No.
To this day, you could go online right now and play Killer Instinct, and you will find people to play online. And they added new features, and they added a bunch of stuff. So you can't talk if you don't play it. I play it.
I don't think Battletoads is coming.
Battletoads coming. You want to make a bet?
We already did make a bet.
All right,
Remember?
so tell her about our bet that we had the other day.
Wait, don't I have to? Oh, yeah, because if I win, you got to wear Florida State gear at E3. If I lose, I got to wear Miami Hurricanes gear at E3.
Yeah, so you got to wear the UM Hurricanes uniform, right? Not uniform, but the gear, the hat, the jersey, or whatever, during E3. And if I lose, then I'll do the same. I'll wear your FSU
be
stuff.
Be careful now, because I didn't trash UM. So don't trash my school, man.
But so we'll see. So look, this was gonna happen. We're gonna watch the press conference on Monday, which they always have it on Monday, Microsoft. And if whoever's wrong, the next day we have to rock that gear all day long. Deal?
Yeah, we'll go to the mall that very day. We'll go to the nearest mall in LA and we'll go buy the gear.
And just buy right there on the spot.
Yeah.
I'll film it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's going to be fun. All right, cool.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
So here's another crazy theory. So one of the voice actors from Mafia 3 posted also on Twitter. What's up with all these people posting like hints on Twitter? I don't know.
That's got to be breaking of some kind of NDA, but I mean, if the cat's already out of the bag, what are they going to say? You're fired.
Yeah, that's true. They already recorded their stuff, so they can't really do much.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
So let me. I'm looking for the tweet where exactly. Well, he's basically said he replied to someone. He was like, "Look, thanks. Might have some Mafia news very soon." Now that was on the 5th of this month of January. Now here's a crazy thing. Usually, 2K games are always announcing or showing for the first time their game at PAX. So they've done that with PAX East. They've done it with PAX Prime. And what's going on? What's happening at the end of this month? PAX South, right? So I have a feeling that during PAX South, they are going to announce a brand new Mafia 3 game, hopefully next gen, which I think that's what's going to happen. And they're just probably going to have it there, either a trailer, or they probably have like a small demo to be playable at the show. And the reason why is that there's a rumor that the game is going to be taking place at Louisiana, which is a southern area. So this is like the perfect, place for them to announce it and keep it, part of the theme and stuff, the southern state. So what are your thoughts, guys? You think my crazy theory is going to happen or not?
I really hope so, because I adore Mafia 2. And
Mafia 2 was fun.
We need more
fun.
games set in that time period, because come on, it's cool. Men were men, women were hot, and like, you know, stuff got done. You know, I don't know. Like I don't know. I would kind of imagine that it would be announced at a bigger venue than PAX South. Nothing against PAX South at all, but that would be very strange for me. But
they've done it before, Boston. You remember they've done it with Borderlands. They've done it with Duke Nukem. They've done this in the past. Like they have a track record of doing that.
I just think this game, if they're going to make a sequel, it deserves more attention than the last two games got, because I don't feel they got like enough love from, especially, you know, the GTA people that just, you know, absolutely hated Mafia 2 because it was not a big open world sandbox playground. Not every game has to be that. Some games can be story driven, and that's perfectly fine. And I really hope Mafia 3 follows that suit, because you don't need to copy what Rockstar is doing. Let them do their thing. Do your own thing. And, you know, if their past work is any indication, I love their style of narrative driven gameplay and the voice acting. God, and some of the best voice casting I've ever heard in a game. So if the same voice actor Revito is back on, I'm all on board. I can't wait. I just hope they put more marketing push in it this time around, because I don't want this to get forgotten in a slew of every other big AAA game that's going to come out this year. So heck yeah, I'm all on board.
Awesome. Parris, your thoughts on this, man?
I think it's very possible that you could see an announcement at PAX South. As far as the game itself, I've never been a Mafia guy, so I really can't comment on it at all. But it would make sense to get that out early, kind of like what Boston is saying. This is going to be such a huge year with gaming that a lot of things are going to get lost in the crowd. So you wouldn't want to wait until E3 to announce this, because people will forget it 5 minutes after you say it. You know, so yeah, definitely you want to get out in front of it, try and get it announced as soon as possible, you know, get some front page headlines on IGN and Polygon and all those places, just so it can be in people's minds. I highly doubt, even if they do announce it here in January, we'll see it in 2015. It's probably most likely would be a 2016 title, in my opinion.
I would agree. I think it's better off being early February 2016. Don't put it anywhere near holiday season 2015. Better safe than sorry.
Where he's another one too, man. I don't know what's going on with these voice actors. They're just going around and
spilling all the details.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So Bill Farmer, he's the voice actor of the character Goofy. I think he's done it for Kingdom Hearts series and also for some of the cartoons. He says that the game is coming out this year.
I laugh in his face.
Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out in 2015. I truly doubt that. I just don't see
There's no way in hell. I'm sorry. Like I'll be the bad guy here. I've already had to do it on Facebook to my friends. They got all excited. I'm like, look, guys, Final Fantasy 15 is way further in development than Kingdom Hearts 3. Even though Tetsuya Nomura has left that game to the staff at Square Enix to finish, and he's moved on to work on Kingdom Hearts 3, they're not going to put those games out in the same year. Never. They're never going to cannibalize their own market. Final Fantasy 15, if we're lucky, will come out end of this year. And if we're not lucky, it'll come out in spring of next year. But as far as Kingdom Hearts 3, I mean, you're looking at least holiday 2016 minimum. Because you cannot rush this game. I mean, if you want my opinion, it is the most anticipated console game right now. The only things that are going to come close to that are Fallout 4, which we may or may not get an announcement this year, and Half-Life 3 doesn't count, not only because it's vaporware, also because that's a PC title. So there is so much anticipation for Kingdom Hearts 3, and there has been for, oh my God, what are we going on now? Like 8-9 years almost, like 10 years, a decade since the second one came out. They're not going to rush this game at all. It will take its time. You will have plenty of hype and marketing after they announce. People will lose their minds whenever they announce it, but do not expect it this year at all. Sorry.
Okay.
You don't want it this year. You don't want to rush Kingdom Hearts 3. Trust me.
All right, let's go to the next topic, man. So PlayStation Now, guys, it's $19.99 per month, or if you get the 3-month package, $44.99. So basically, it's unlimited. It's like Netflix. Your thoughts, Parris, your thoughts about that, man?
If it was including PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 titles, I could see this being a little more viable. But right now, I think being only PlayStation 3, it's a little overpriced. But it's again,
really?
Again, I
it's
think
100 games. It's 100 games. Like how that's that. I think.
Okay, Danny, you're asking my opinion. I'm trying to give it. let me give my opinion. I don't think 100 games is worth. What's the price again a month?
$19.99 per month.
$20 a month?
I think it should be 10. I think if it was $10 a month, that'd be a lot more viable. Now, if, like I said, if they were including all the back catalog, I could play PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 titles. You throw those in at $20 a month, maybe we can have a conversation. But even then, I think it's too expensive. The reality of it is, to go with these all-you-can-eat subscription services, $12 a month max, in my opinion. $10 a month is a sweet spot. I just think 20 is too much. I don't see anyone, especially with cloud gaming, being willing to shell that out every month to play old games. I just don't see it. So it's a nice concept. It's a great piece of technology. It'll only get better as we move forward, but the price is going to have to come down if they want to get mass adoption of it. I mean, I'm not going to buy it. Are you going to buy it?
I'll try it out because there's a 7-day trial. You could use
there
that.
You go. You'll try it. All right. Okay. Like but here's the thing. Yeah. All right. Let's say, and I'm just pulling games out of my butt. Let's say Metal Gear Solid 4. Right? Yeah. Let's say you're playing Metal Gear Solid 4 and Uncharted 2 during that 7-day period, right? And you're having a good time with it. It's great. Is that going to compel you enough in a week to then want to shell out $20 a month to continue playing PlayStation 3 games?
Depends.
Okay.
Serious. But here's the thing. I'm really worried about this. You know, last month they were having a lot of issues with their network. Imagine I'm paying $20 and the network is down for a couple of days again. If it gets hacked or whatever, I hope it doesn't happen again. But what if that happens? Then what?
Well, that leads back to my argument. Are you willing to spend $20 a month for a network that's been having issues the past few months, along with having a limited library?
I really got to think about it. It depends. If it's a game that I know I'm going to finish it quick, I'll probably check it out.
My
7-day trial.
But see, here's how I would look at that. Me personally, me, I just keep moving. Once the new generation is gone, I get rid of the old consoles and I'm gone. If I really want to keep playing old games, I'd keep the old console and I'd probably just have a GameFly subscription. That would be the most logical thing to do in that scenario for me versus spending the $20 a month on a streaming service, which, I played on live. I've done stuff like that. I've even done Steam in my house on another machine. So just streaming it locally and it still feels slightly off. So, I mean, for me, it's not a technology that I could see myself investing in. To me, it just seems like a gimmick that I would try every now and again. But no, I'm not going to give you that amount of money for it. That's crazy.
See, I think Nintendo should do something like this, like for cheap, with their virtual console games and have it as a download for your console. And once you stop with the subscription, then you can't play anymore. Like, I think that will be better too. Yeah. Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
To me, that's the more logical thing to do. Allow me to actually download the game. I have it on my hard drive and I'm playing it locally. And it's just tied to the subscription service Now, if you want to do that and you tell me $20 a month, like you bring up Nintendo, if Nintendo were to say our entire back catalog, everything except Wii U games is now open on the subscription service, I'm all over that. I give them $20 for that. I would absolutely.
Well, come on, the catalog is ridiculous.
That's my point. That's my point. Yeah. Then I'm on. But even Sony, like I said, if you open up PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1, we can talk. Especially if I'm been able to actually download the game and I have it on my hard drive, we can definitely talk.
Will you buy it, Pasta, or no?
No. Well,
you have a PlayStation 4?
Yeah, I got a PS4 and I still got a PS3 and I still have a PS2. So I'm not really the target audience. Not only because I still have my old consoles, but also I played all the games that I've wanted to play. Usually,
so you moved on.
Nothing gets past me. When things come out, I'm all over the hype, and I want to move forward. I'm looking forward to the new hot PS4 games down the road. So this is not for me. But again, I agree with Parris said. If Nintendo was doing this, then I'm way more likely to be like, all right, I know there's a ton of Nintendo games I missed over the years because it's never been my primary platform. It's always been a secondary or even tertiary platform for me. So, yeah, as far as just PS3 games, no, sorry. I've pretty much covered at least 80% of the things I want to play on PS3. And that other 20%, I'll wait till they're either free on PS Plus, which is very, very likely to happen, or, it's a bargain bin one day. Buy to $10 in a bargain bin. So, yeah.
Or they're probably a crappy game.
Yes, there also was a lot of crappy PS3 games early on. That's why, we were
true.
Team Xbox pretty early on, Gamertag Radio. But Sony got better, PS3 got better, PS4 is awesome right now. So everybody's been improving across the board. You can't pick a bad system at this point.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
Well, Parris is part of the team Greatness, right? Greatness Awaits. He's part of the team.
Why? I'm really just Team Destiny, really.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Actually, I want to shift gears. Let you bringing that up.
Okay.
Some people, have been hitting us up on Twitter and email and everything, and they wanted our opinion on the holiday outages. So, what are your thoughts, Danny?
It was very frustrating because, all right, so let me talk first on the PlayStation side, and then I'll go with the Xbox side. So the other day, I bought 2 games for the PlayStation 4. I bought The Evil Within, and I also bought the Mordor game. My God, what's the name?
Shadows of Mordor.
The Shadow of Mordor. There you go. So I bought those 2 games, and I'm like, let me play it. Let me try log in, and wow, everything was just loading in the background. I was like, man, this is pretty annoying. Like, I couldn't really check on my friend list. I couldn't send a message. I couldn't do anything. And I was trying also to update my console because the thing is, we moved and I haven't updated my console in a while. So that too wasn't working. Nothing was working. So that was pretty frustrating. Then on the Xbox side, same thing. The only thing I could do was just either watch TV, which is connected with my cable, or just play some games. I was trying to use some of my apps, like the WWE Network and a couple other things, and it wasn't working because it was offline. But within 24 hours, it came back with Xbox One, and then on a PlayStation, for some reason, it took more than that. It took I think 4 or 5 days. It was very, very frustrating, man. I mean, look, I think we've been seeing more of these type of things ever since these 2 consoles came out. Way more than the previous console. Am I right or am I wrong? Because it's getting pretty annoying when this is happening, And still to this day, I've been checking out like the PlayStation, also on Xbox. Like, you could tell like the network is not 100%. So I'm a little worried about that, man. They got to step it up because, look, if we're paying for this service, they better step it up, man. Make it even better, So, your thoughts about that, guys?
Austin?
I mean, I can't really speak. I spend the majority of the holiday with family, not playing video games. And I
so he took the advice from Lizard Squad.
So, and also I left my PS4 at home, sadly, so I've desperately missed playing Destiny every week and all the cool stuff they've been doing with it. Missed Mordor as well. So I've been playing Xbox One games this time, and if there's been Xbox live shortages, I haven't noticed. It
was only for 24 hours.
Okay, then I missed that period entirely. So my holiday Xbox live experience has been perfectly fine. I'm sorry that y'all had issue with the Sony side and the temporary Xbox side. But I guys got to ask you, because I mean, I can't give any opinion on this. You guys kind of feel insulted that Sony only gave you 5 days of extra gameplay to make up for essentially losing out on a lot of people's one time of the year where they can really dive hardcore into games? Because if you get a full-time job and this is your holiday to play games and you can't play things online like Destiny, I would be a little upset to be given, here's 5 extra days of PSN Plus to cover up for that. Did you guys feel kind of insulted by that?
Well, there's a picture of Parris crying with the controller that he sent us.
Oh, no, that was, I mean, obviously I was just joking around because I couldn't play Destiny. But no, what you're saying about as far as what Sony did is for their apology, so to speak, I mean, it was okay. Could have been better, sure. But at what point as gamers are we just simply entitled? Like anytime there's any issue, you're immediately having your hand out expecting, this big free game and all that kind of stuff. They're giving you extra PlayStation Plus, and they gave you, I think, a 10% discount across the board on anything you bought off the PlayStation Network.
Yep.
Would I've liked more? Of course I would. But at least they recognized that there was an issue. They were profusely apologizing for it the entire time. And eventually it did get resolved. And, life moved on. If anything, for as much as jerks as Lizard Squad may have been by doing that, they did make the point. Go spend time with your family. That's what I did. I mean, I get it. It's a holiday. It's a time a lot of people have off. It sucked. It absolutely sucked that
Parris,
Xbox Live and PlayStation Network.
I have to disagree with that part, though.
Why'd you cut me off, though?
No, because
you cut me off. It's like you cut me off.
Learned by now?
My bad. I'm trying to. My bad. No, Parris. Here's the thing, man. There's kids that opened their gift. It was a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. They couldn't even go online.
But that's what I was trying to get to, and you cut me off.
All right, so forget it. Go. My bad.
Well, no, you might as well continue now. No, but that's the point. I understand the frustration, but it brings up a second point, though. It goes to show you what Microsoft's original plan for Always Online. Could you imagine if Always Online would have been a thing and Xbox Live was down? I mean, you basically, even when Xbox Live was down for this temporary time, you were kind of dead in the water unless you were playing an offline game because not even the apps worked. You couldn't do Netflix. You couldn't do anything. At least on the PlayStation, you could at least do some of the apps that were still there. But it does go to show the overall fundamental problem with having an always online system is until these massive infrastructures can be, DDoS free, which is pretty much impossible. This is always going to be a risk. And as a paying customer, you're not going to stand for that. So it goes both ways. I totally get the frustrations of, like you said, of the kids and everyone opening the gifts and they can't even play their consoles. But I also see it from the other end of PlayStation Network and Xbox Live is they did the best they could to resolve the issue. I mean, obviously Xbox being more experienced with this and, networking, everything it's what Microsoft does. They were able to counteract it a lot more quickly than PlayStation did. And PlayStation struggled, which, we joked around during that time. I guarantee you there were some engineers that lost their job over this because PlayStation Network was down for 4 days?
Yeah.
Really?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, something ridiculous like that. Unacceptable. I mean, that's absolutely unacceptable.
And when it came back, it wasn't even 100% either.
No, I mean, people were doing all kind of crazy tricks to actually get in and play. Yeah, it was a hot mess. But
I don't know. It's scary, man. It's scary. The future's scary. Now, here's the thing, though, Parris. So you fainted the other day because PlayStation announced that they have already 18.5 million consoles sold worldwide.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
That's crazy. It goes to show you. And look, I'm not saying this to rub this in or none of that kind of stuff, but it goes to show you over a year ago when we used to have these arguments back and forth before these consoles came out, price matters. Price matters. And now I think reputation matters. I mean, people feel like they can trust the PlayStation brand, even though you can't trust it around Christmas because the network goes down. But but just the point is it was the more affordable of the two systems, out of the jump. It has that reputation now because it has superior hardware to the Xbox One that the games on the PlayStation, and I'm not saying this is true, but I'm just saying the perception is games on PlayStation 4 are better than they are on Xbox One. If I'm a parent and I'm out there at Christmas time, that was the system I was going to go buy for my kids unless I caught one of those insane bundle deals on the Xbox One. So, but man, 18.5 million consoles already. I mean, think about it. This is a year into it, and they've already sold that much. It's insane.
Remember this too. It's not only the price, but they also have it in a lot of different regions, more than Microsoft, and I think more than Nintendo too. So that's a very smart move from Sony too. That helped them big time to having it available in other countries, not only just Europe and US. Because in Japan, they've been, every company's been like flopping, man.
Well, it just came out that lowest number in 24 years, I think, in Japan, something crazy like that. I mean, Japan is no longer a console country. It just isn't. I mean, it's a mobile. I mean, everything is smartphones, tablets, and obviously DSs and things like that. That's where Japanese gamers are now versus, in Europe and in North America, we're still primarily on consoles.
Yep, definitely. Now, here's the thing I want to mention before we go to the next topic. Like, we were talking about this now for months now. Like, we were like, is Microsoft going to keep it the same price for $350? Is it going to go back up? Dude, it went back up, the price.
Mistake. Huge mistake.
Huge mistake. Like, come on. They were dominating the holidays, like, big time. For having it for $350, and now they have it for $400. Like, I mean, next month, the order is coming out for the PlayStation 4. You know that is going to push consoles.
Hey, like I was saying on the last episode, that PlayStation experience showed me Sony's not going to have a lack of games in 2015. They're just not. So
I know.
They're going to still ride the hype train, going into 2015. They have zero incentive to drop the price of their machine because Xbox just went back up. So PlayStation 4 is going to stay at $399. It's still going to sell. And I think Xbox One is going to struggle at $399 just because, again, perception. And look, the Halo fiasco sure as heck didn't help. I mean, at least 343 talking about apologies and getting things out. The fact that you're going to get a free map and you're going to get free ODST and all that kind of stuff is good. But you know what? I still don't play Halo because I don't trust it. Because I tried to go in and play a multiplayer match and it just sat there. And I was like, screw this. I'm going back to Destiny. That's exactly what I did.
Well, somebody's playing from your gamer tag, which is, somebody's playing Halo all the time.
What are you talking about? My house?
Yes.
That's probably my son. That's probably my son.
There you go.
Exactly.
Now, here's the thing.
It's not me. It's my
brother. No, I hope not. No, but see, like, I've been playing a lot of Halo 5, the beta. And Parris, let me tell you, man, like, I really, really like this beta, man. Like,
I don't.
I honestly thought it was going to be like, let's see, man, it's probably going to be like a lot of esport-ish, like, at all. Dude, I didn't, me personally, look, I'm not a pro gamer. I'm not into the MLG stuff. Like, I'm not into the whole pro, competition stuff. And I had a great time. I played, with friends, with some of our listeners. I played with my brother too. Like, I really got into it. And that they also have this new mode called Breakout, which is awesome. It's 5 rounds, right?
Well, you have
5
lead of 3 of your teammates. They can go up to 10 rounds.
Yeah. Well, of course, yeah. But so it's 5 versus 5, and once you get killed, that's it. You're out of the game. Like, it's like quick, like that, each round, like that. So the level, I had to get used to it and stuff, but I like it overall. It's very quick. Like, hey, let's say I get home, I want to do something quick and play, a couple matches of Breakout. Once with Halo 5 releases and stuff, I'll play that mode a lot more. I like it, man. And so far, all the maps that I play for Team Slayer, awesome. It's been great experience. And the matchmaking of the beta, it's a lot better than the Master Chief Collection. So it's like, what they were thinking, like, when this game came out, they got to fix that, man. I don't know. I'm having a blast with the Halo 5 beta. Pasta, have you played it?
Yeah. Just my transition.
Your thoughts?
Counterpoint. Huge Halo fan. Absolutely love it. I am not impressed by Halo 5.
Nah.
Thank you.
Almost at
I'm
all.
right there with you.
Why?
I've been saying it from the jump, but go ahead, Paul.
I went in optimistic.
Oh, now Parris is celebrating.
It's not Halo anymore, Danny. It's some kind of like hybrid of a lot of other things, and I gotta disagree with you. It is an esports focused game. They're trying to force it into that mentality of like, this is a competitive game. You will play this competitively and you will like it.
Yeah.
The hit detection
I didn't get that vibe.
Off. The movement is off. Melee is wrong. They ruined the melee. It's not even Halo melee anymore. It's just
okay. This is beta. This is beta.
Danny,
this is beta.
But this is clearly their vision for the game, and I'm not even seeing levels with vehicles. Are there even going to be vehicles in this game?
I'm sure there will be.
No, there will be.
But Danny, before you jump back in, let me just simply say this. I've said it in the chat. I've said it on Twitter. And let me say it on the podcast just for the record. I've played this Halo 5 beta about 15 years ago. It was called Unreal Tournament. That's what it is.
Oh, my God. I knew you were going to say that.
It's Unreal Tournament. And that's why I'm, like Pauston said, this is not Halo. And I understand games need to evolve. You need to change, whatever. Fine. But this does not feel like Halo to me. This, especially with the whole Master Chief Collection and all that being out, and I've gone back and played old Halo. This is not Halo to me. It's too much of a change. And maybe I'm an old fuddy-duddy, whatever, send your hate mail. I don't care. But I won't be playing this multiplayer in September.
So let me ask you this to you guys. Like, what else you want them to do? Like, the game is not bad.
Here's what they could do, Danny. Don't make Halo for a while.
There you go.
Stop making so many Halo games. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. No. Right now, my excitement level for Halo is probably at a 2. I could care less for Halo right now. Honestly, they got
multiplayer, not the campaign. Not the campaign.
Campaign,
the multiplayer.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me, Parris. Really? Halo 4 campaign was not bad.
No, it's pretty bad.
They have to earn my excitement. They got to re-earn my excitement.
I can't believe
this. I'm sorry, Dave.
Guys, help me out here.
I want it.
Am I the only listeners? Am I the only one that like Halo 5? I really like the beta. Like I didn't like the weapons honestly, at all. I honestly sat down thinking, damn, this is probably gonna be cheesy. It's gonna be stupid. The way how Parris and and I don't know, Pete, maybe you guys mentioned feedback about it, and I'm like, all right, let me try it out. And I had a blast. I had fun. Like, I don't know what else you got. I'm not saying it's groundbreaking or anything like that, but I had a great time.
Here's the thing, Danny. Like Pauston alluded to, they're going after the esport crowd. They're going after the Twitch crowd. I could care less about that. When I pick up a battle rifle, I want it to feel like a battle rifle. I don't want it to feel foreign to me. That's where they're failing. I'm picking up what are supposed to be familiar weapons from the Halo lore, and they don't feel the same. I got a problem with that. You can evolve the multiplayer. You can change certain features about it, but the weapon set should be consistent. Once you introduce a weapon, that weapon should be that way for the life of that franchise. Well, we're going to drastically change it now, and we're going to do these different things with it because this is the direction we want to go. You're making a different game now. You're not making Halo. That's my problem.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
Well, here's the thing that we noticed the other day. They sent us an email, Microsoft. I think Parris got it, then I got it a couple of days after. They are having a Halo feedback program.
Yeah, I got that too.
You got it too? Pause, and there you go. So you got it. So I registered because I'm going to give my feedback. Of course, there's certain things that I would like to see them make some changes with the beta. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to send my feedback. I know Paulson and Parris, you guys joined too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember I told you I'm going to give my honest feedback on it. I'll definitely participate because I want Halo to be good. I just don't think it is right now.
Okay. So there you go. Look, we're gonna send our feedback. I see the potential. I like it. Paulson and Parris doesn't. So I would like to hear from you guys, the listeners. Here's
the thing, Danny. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
There's so many other multiplayer games out right now fighting for my attention that if you give me something that this is supposed to be Halo and it doesn't feel like Halo to me, I'm going to go play something else.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
I buy
That's
Halo
the problem.
because I want to play Halo. As
much as I have railed on Titanfall in the past, Titanfall right now is a superior multiplayer experience to what we're getting on Halo. That's a fact. In my opinion, let me say in my opinion. I won't say a fact. In my opinion,
your opinion.
Yeah.
Watch out, Parris. Be careful.
And look, and as broken as Destiny and all that may be, I've had more fun playing that multiplayer than I did playing a Halo 5 beta.
Danny, I'll give you this. I really like Breakout a lot. I think that is what makes Halo 5 fun. And if that was just the multiplayer, I'd be like, this is a cool diversion because obviously they're going to make Halo every year because it prints money for them. That was the direction they should have gone in, but what they call Team Slayer is not Team Slayer. Because if I can go back and play 10-year-old Halo 2, and that's more fun to me than supposedly what the future and their new vision for Halo is, that's a huge problem. Because I mean, not to sound like a dick, but I am that core fan base of Halo that gave birth to how big Xbox Live gave. I lived and breathed Halo 2 and Xbox Live. And if I'm like so skeptical of their vision that, like, you know, I'm not even sure what they could change to appease me, but it, like Parris said, it doesn't feel like Halo. If my skill set doesn't seamlessly transition into this game, and I feel like I'm having to learn a brand new shooter when I'm like, shouldn't this be Halo? Why is nothing working the way it should be working? That's my problem with the game. So it's hard to nail down. I guess I'd have to be sitting in the creative boardroom with them right now, hearing them pitch ideas back and forth and go, let me stop you right there and tell you why you shouldn't do that. Because, as Parris said, there's so many competitive shooters out right now. Wait until the end of this year when things like, you know, Ubisoft's The Division and EA's Star Wars Battlefront and Rainbow Six and all of these things that are going to come out.
Blizzard's new multiplayer
Overwatch,
game.
exactly. When I saw Overwatch, I'm like, wow, I want to play that right now. That looks like the future of competitive gaming. That's the reaction I should be getting from something I love so much like Halo. But my initial reaction every time I pick up a controller is, what is wrong with this? Like, there's just, it's hard to nail down into words, but it's something, if you pick up the controller for Halo 5 and you're just not doing the things that you should be doing, because you know you have that 15-year muscle memory ingrained into your hands, and it's not working the way it should be, that is a huge flaw on the game design part.
And you know what the other issue is? You have the example of what it used to be right there on your system as well in the Master Chief Collection. When you can get into a Halo 2 match on a Master Chief Collection, brings me right back to back in the day when I fell in love with Halo in the first place. I go, this is what I loved. You know what I mean? Then I go play Halo 5 and I'm like, this isn't right. Something about this is not right. And Danny, look, I've said this from remember, I went to the event and I said something about this isn't right. And now that I'm home playing it, same feeling. Nothing's changed.
Yo, send your feedback, guys. This is a beta. Send your feedback. That's all I'm asking, man.
No. Of course we're sending our feedback. But, I'm trying to, like, for everyone listening, I'm trying to be honest. You know what I mean?
No, that's
I'm not
fine.
Sit
that's
here
fine.
And,
that's fine.
Oh my God, Halo's the greatest thing ever. Go run out and get it. I'm like,
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'm just saying.
I said, like, my opinion. I'm having fun. Like, I'm not gonna fake it and say, "Oh, I hate it." Like, I've been playing more Breakout than Team Slayer.
Yeah, I agree. I Breakout is a fun game.
I love
Counter-Strike plus Halo 5 gameplay. It works. That is a fun match because it's boom, 2 minutes in and out, done. You feel like you're a badass when you know it's 1 versus 4 and you wipe them all out. That's a really cool feeling. That's a Halo kind of feeling right there, being able to take out a whole other team by yourself. But you cannot do that in Halo 5 Slayer. It is not the same kind of game. You're not moving the same ways. Your battle rifle's not working the same way. Your grenades, your melee, they're not working the way that you know they should be working. And it makes you look at the controller like, what is going on here?
Here's a question I have. Here's a question I have.
Hurry up.
Here's a question I have for Danny and everybody listening.
Yeah.
From what you've played of the Halo 5 beta, is this direction enough to take down the king? And when I say the king, I'm talking Call of Duty. Because that's the real issue here. They're trying to get back to the number one spot. They're trying to take that number one spot back from Call of Duty. I don't remember think this is
the king. The king is declining because of Destiny.
Hey, but the king is still putting it. Look, the king's still outselling Destiny. Yeah. The king is still putting up millions and millions of people playing it every day. That's my point.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm more excited for Treyarch's hypothetical next Call of Duty game than I am for the Halo 5 that I have played 50 plus matches of. And that really says a lot.
And that's kind of what I'm alluding to, is because Treyarch right now is basically the de facto number one studio for Call of Duty. So this Call of Duty we're going to get this holiday coming is going to be huge.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just don't know if what I'm seeing right now in Halo 5 is going to be enough. I really don't think so.
All right, let's go with questions. Right? Questions?
Yeah.
This one that just arrived right now. Like, we just received this email right now. So I'm going to read it very quick. Oh, can you read it? Someone read this?
Oh, you would say read it after I put my iPad down.
Hey, who cares?
I got it. You talking about the one from All Games?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Wait, what's the name of this person? What's his name?
It just says All Games Chatter.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right,
that's what the email address says. Okay.
Okay. All right.
This person is asking, do you think it's time to do away with numbering podcasts once you reach 100? I mean, what is the incentive for someone to go back to Gamertag Radio episode 1 when they look in the feed and see 450 or 500? Should all podcasts going forward just have a date and what was discussed on the show? I don't agree. I think the numbering is fine, personally.
I think it's cool.
Same here.
It's one part badge of honor, one part you can see how far we've come. Go listen to episode 1. Go listen to this episode. You can see the direction, how much it's changed. I think that's important.
Yep. And look, we have 10 years of content. 10 years, guys. Imagine if somebody would just go based on date. Like, it's not... I see that there's more of an impact by posting the episodes. I'm not going to mention no names, but there's a podcast out there that skipped episodes so they could look ahead, like so they could look ahead from everybody else. Not gonna mention no names, but that's a proven fact.
Those are the people that should just put a date.
But do that.
Oh my god!
I mean, you said you didn't want to name any names, but I mean, if you're gonna say it,
was that? I honestly got honest truth. I didn't realize that's who we were talking about because as soon as you said it, I go, wait, did he do that? Didn't he skip?
I think he did.
Yeah.
All right. I go the other question. Sorry, here goes. I'm gonna read it. Let me find them over here. Okay, this is from Phantom Unseen. He goes, Happy New Year, guys. Great job last year and a great Game of the Year episode. Thank you, sir. Because there was a couple people that complained about that. Well, actually, there was only one, right, Parris?
Yeah,
I think it was only one.
He said
he complained. We replied to him and it disappeared. I don't know.
Poof.
It's weird. Poof. I was wondering if you had to pick a most disappointing game of the year, what it would be. He said for him was Destiny. He said that he finally gave up at level 28. Lack of content, too much grinding for gear and weapons. Zero story.
Oh, that's another podcast for another day.
Supposedly bug fixes of weapons. Gameplay was too much for me. Bungie promised a lot, but didn't deliver the hype. Your thoughts about that, man?
Here's the thing. I don't disagree with anything he just said, but you know what? I keep playing. I'm level 30. Hey, look, I got 2 level 32 characters, so they got me. I'm a lost cause, so I can't even comment on what's good or bad about Destiny. But I will say this as far as disappointing game goes. Mine is Master Chief Collection. Just
Parris, are you serious?
Yeah. Okay, it's my opinion, Danny. I'm allowed to have one.
No, it's not.
It not that because it's a bad game. He said disappointing.
Most disappointing.
I am disappointed because I don't play that multiplayer even a fraction of the amount I thought I would be because of all the issues. And look, we obviously know it was an issue. It was so much of an issue to the point that 343 Studios had to get out in front of it and issue an apology and give out free maps and a whole free game in ODST. So it obviously was a disappointing issue for a lot of people. So I'm not crazy by saying that.
All right, I'll tell you my disappointment of the game of the year: Watch Dogs.
Oh, I told y'all that year ago.
Man, I bought that game and I was like, I was extremely bored from the game.
Really?
Like, I didn't like it at all. I returned it. Oh. I didn't like it, man.
I thought it was fun, but fair enough.
What about you?
I can't. Yeah, I know I had this problem trying to name something on the Game of the Year show, but like I actually didn't. I called my own self out about that. I apologize for that, but I really didn't play any game so bad that I was disappointed by it. So I'm gonna have to kind of like sort of cop out and say my disappointment was the frame rate in Assassin's Creed Unity, which just now hit me how bad it still is because I've started playing it again over the holidays, and I'm just shocked that they can't fix this, apparently. Like, why did they feel the need to put so many NPCs on screen if that just is going to slow the game down to 15 to 20 frames per second? I would have taken half that number of NPCs for a 30 FPS game. And I love the game. I'm playing it right now, trying to beat it, and I'm having a great time. But it never stops being a huge issue for me because it takes me out of the experience constantly. Like, I want to be more involved, but it's up, bug, glitch, frame rate dies, just got stabbed and murdered in a fight because I couldn't turn around fast enough. That has bothered me tremendously. And I guess, the new hot shininess of the game when it came out kind of blinded me to that, even though we noticed that at the preview event. And we kind of restrained ourselves from saying anything because we're like, maybe it'll get patched. I'm playing it now in January. It's still like that. And it really bothers me a lot. And Ubisoft, can you maybe look into fixing that? Or is that just impossible because you designed the engine to be so amazing that it turns out you can't actually run it? So that's my disappointment. That's carried over into this year.
Okay. Let's go. We have 2 more questions, so I'm gonna read this very quick. This is from Dave. Shout out to Dave. All right, guys, what are your thoughts / predictions are on virtual reality gaming for 2015? Oculus, Morpheus, we know about. Microsoft have been very quiet on this, but must surely have something up on their sleeves on this. Do you think we will see a reveal or an announcement at E3 for Microsoft?
Wouldn't surprise me. What was the thing where it was going to be the whole living room? I forget what that's called.
Oh, the one with was it with Connect too? Did it? Was it? With Connect?
Oh, I forget. But that was something that Microsoft has been working on that people thought was going to get revealed last year and it didn't. So I would lean towards seeing something like that potentially. As far as Oculus Rift and Project Morpheus and all that stuff goes, as a gaming device, I'm still not sold on how great it's going to be. I mean, it's going to one of those things. I'm going to have it on. They have to show me, and I'm going to have to be blown away by it. I think it has a better chance at being something for like music to like take you to a concert. Where it's like all of a sudden you're transported and you're there. You know what I mean? Like things like that, I think I see a great potential in, which I'm sure is why Facebook jumped in and bought them. But I don't know. I'm sure Microsoft will have something to just compete with. But then again, I mean, just looking back at the track record of Kinect and, what was the PlayStation Move and all those kind of things. I think once you start adding on things to the basic console, it sounds neat at first, but in the long run, they're usually a failure. I just like Project Morpheus. I don't think it's going to be a success at all.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this. I'm going to say I hope Microsoft doesn't announce anything at E3 because they're just going to get people jumping down their throats because they need to be announcing games, lots of games to compete with Sony. And I believe Phil Spencer when he says a lot of cool stuff is coming out this year, but we need to see it. And please do not take away valuable time from your press conference to go on and on about what we might do in the future with virtual reality because 2015, it's not ready yet. I mean, Oculus Rift is by far the furthest technology along. Yes, we'll see more PC games adopt that technology, and that's really cool if you're cutting edge into tech, but it's still not ready for mainstream audiences yet. It's just not there yet.
I agree.
It needs more development time. It needs to be perfect when it comes out because the last thing you need is it to come out and it flops for whatever reason for any big game it comes out with. And then it's like, oh, now the whole technology sucks. And you have this immediate distaste for any future attempts at it. Because, I mean, some people are still upset at the Virtual Boy, for God's sakes. And that was, God knows how long ago that was.
Patrick, it's called Connect.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that either.
I'm serious, but
it turns on my Xbox.
Yeah.
That's like exactly what you're saying. Connect didn't work at a 95% clip, so it failed. So it wasn't ready. It needed more time, and Microsoft force-fed it onto us with the Xbox One, and here we are a year later, and poof, it's gone.
Gotcha.
Parris, why you don't this PlayStation Move? Why you always talking about Connect?
I did just bring up Move. I just brought up Move like 2 minutes ago.
Move.
Yeah, but he only mentions like quick and the poof.
Okay.
Yeah, but did you see Sony force PlayStation Move into the PlayStation 4? I don't think so.
It was an optional thing.
Well, according to hip hop, it was the greatest thing ever.
No, but that's my point. I'm not faulting
hip-hop gamer.
But that's the point, Danny. I'm not faulting Microsoft, and I'm not faulting Sony for the attempt of Kinect and PlayStation Move. What I am faulting is Microsoft forcing Kinect onto the next console. Sony obviously was smart enough to not do that. And look where we are.
That's true.
And look where we are at 18.5 million versus 10 million.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look, if I was Sony, and if they do want to treat Project Morpheus as a serious investment in this technology, if I was them, I would partner with Konami right now, with Kojima and the new Silent Hill development team. Make that your flagship title, Project Morpheus, because that would, in my imagination, be the scariest video game ever made. Because you're taking the concept of PT, which is absolutely terrifying by any concept of the imagination, and you develop a full Silent Hill game with optional, keyword optional Project Morpheus support. That would be a great introduction to the technology. But again, it has to be done early. This is not something you tack on. It's not something you add on with a patch. You make sure it works perfectly, and then you release something, either a bundle with the game, or it comes out and say, hey, look, now this has full support with the new Silent Hill. That's a great example of something they could do to build interest in the concept and the technology without just kind of throwing it out there, or even worse, forcing it on people, which is something you do not want to do. Because again, I would say the majority of people out there could care less about this technology. And the people that do, and I do care about it myself, we want it to be perfect when it comes out, because this is something that could add tremendous new gameplay experiences to games, especially games like Fallout or Elder Scrolls or any kind of exploration first-person based game. It doesn't have to be a gimmick. It doesn't have to be just flight simulators, which is cool in its own right. Give it the time and development it needs, and people will be interested. You know, if you build it right, people will come. But just take your time. Do not rush this. And for God's sakes, do not dedicate your conference time to talking about something that doesn't even have a date yet. You know, don't pull an EA from last year and say, check out all these cool concept of things that we are working on, and they'll be done when they're done. But who cares? Look at it's cool, right? Like, come on, just show us things that we're going to see and play within at least a year. You know.
Yeah, I don't see this coming out this year at all. 2016, 2017 for sure. All right, so the last question is, we're gonna wrap it up. This person, no name, so I'm just gonna read it out. During the holiday, well, I think we talked about this. Well, I'll read it just in case. But during the holiday, both consoles network were hacked, causing shutdowns during the holiday season. Of course, Microsoft servers were up faster, but do you think that either system fared out better? He says that, of course, Sony got criticized more because it happened before and they were down longer. Did it benefit either console in any way? Your thoughts? Thanks. Blank. I don't know his name. There's no name on this.
I say, we already talked about this.
No, we did. This. But I mean, no one benefited from this. Everyone's pissed off both at Sony and Microsoft and all the gamers that missed out on valuable holiday time. So if anything, yes, please take it as a lesson. And as Parris said, if someone got fired over this, you better damn be sure that their replacement make sure this does not happen again and again.
Well,
come on.
Yeah. I tell you, one did benefit. One console did. Wii U.
I mean, that makes it look a lot better by comparison. That's true.
They were chilling. They were hanging out, and you could also play the 3DS, and you will be fine. Yeah. So there you go. Unless you guys have Ouya.
Well,
all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up now, and stay tuned. The Gamertag Radio episode 364. That's next week coming out. Make sure to to tune in and subscribe. And look, guys, our goal this year, we want to break our record from the downloads that we had for 2014. So one thing I will love to get support from you guys is, download the show. If you like it, tell a friend, tell a family member, tell them to subscribe, let them know about our Gamertag Radio app. If they don't know anything about podcasting, let's do this together as a community. And let's spread the word about our show, because we really, really want our numbers to increase big time, even more for 2015, man. So do this favor for us, man. For our 10th year anniversary, make this our biggest year ever for Gamertag Radio. So it's up to you guys, the community, to help us out, man. All right. Make sure to head over to gamertagradio.com. Post your comments and feedback. Make sure to post your feedback. We need that. And your reviews on iTunes and Stitcher and all these other places. Make sure to do that. Give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. The more you guys email us, the more content we have, and we're going to have a great discussion, So make sure to send us some great questions, all right, for next week's episode. Download the app. Check out our bonus content of Parris breathing and talking super fast, talking about Spider-Man. This is pre-Fat Parris days, so very exclusive. To this day, I don't know why he sent this audio to us, so make sure to listen to it and let him know your thoughts on Twitter. Right, Parris?
Yeah. Send it out.
Yeah. So, and in the future, I'm gonna post some cool stuff. Some unreleased material like that have never been released, and a lot of cool goodies for you guys to have our Gamertag Radio app. So, any last words, guys, before we wrap it up?
I wish we had more time to talk about the new Sling TV that's coming. Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Oh, yeah, we should do that next week. Spawn on Me. Yeah, they're doing an event for the victims, to support the victims of police brutality. It's called Gaming Against Police Brutality. Join them January 17th through the 18th. Make sure to go to their website, thespawnpointblog.com. This is going to take place the 17th and 18th, starting at noon in your time zone. So make sure to check them out and everything. Shout out to them. I'm going to post a link on the website so you guys, would like to get more information about that. So, and I just remember that right now, man. So shout out to the whole crew over there. Spawn on Me. What up? All right. Pawson.
I got nothing, actually. Enjoy your new year. Enjoy your shiny new games that are coming soon. And if you're like me, get your ass back to your backlog because you'll save a lot of money, because I know most of you have not finished things. And I cannot wait to get home and play Destiny. That's all I got to say.
All right, cool. All right, guys, until next week, we are out. Peace. Later.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Tune in next week.